in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful movies I selected to the festival. So thank you for collaborating and agree to show it in the film festival. The first thing I wanted to ask is how you met Nonyo. Do I pronounce his name right? No.
More or less.
More or less. How you met her, and what happened in the first meeting, and did you knew immediately there is a good story over there, and if she agreed immediately to be a star of your movie?
Yeah, it was a very complex relationship, I think so, because the first time I arrived to this little town, I saw a lot of kids playing around a kind of basketball, football, baseball thing, and she was there. She was 13 years old or 14 years old. She was so child, and I took a picture of. At that moment, I thought of him, but I didn't talk to him. And then, well, I interview a lot of people, older people, and then I go to my house very far away, and then I came back because of the Santa Claus. I get in love with this idea because there is a Santa Claus who flies in real life in this island, and I was obsessed with this idea. And I started to give lessons of video, and then I started to show movies in the town. I started to do a lot of stuff and things with childs, and always Ñoño was there, but she was so silent, and she was so and she was older than all of the kids. The kids were more or less like between 6 and 10 years old, and Ñoño was 14 years old, and we don't speak too much each other. And then I realized he was gay, and also his older brother, and I thought also his younger brother. So I feel comfortable with his brothers, with her brothers, and I start a friendship with them, not with Ñoño, with the brothers of her.
Okay.
And I start to talk with the mom, with the father. So I arrived to the family of them, and we did a little trip to the beach, and we met each other. And then in one moment, the mom started to ask me things about my life also. And she asked me why, as a gay people, I didn't say this to my parents. I was keeping a secret to them. And the mom was telling me, why you don't tell your parents you are gay and you have a boyfriend? And I told her that I was not comfortable. I feel that my mom and my father will be so hurt or something like that. And she told me, nothing is worse than the secret. You should tell them. And Ñoño was listening that. And when she listened that, days later, she arrives to me and tell me, I have a secret to my family also. And I want to tell them the secret. And I asked her, why? What is your secret? And she told me, I am gay, and I came out when I was 12, but I'm not gay. I feel like a woman. I am a woman, and I want to tell this to my parents. And in that moment, I think we did a match, because in some way we were keeping a secret to our parents. And from that moment in Avanti, I don't know how to say, from that moment, we started to talk a lot, and tell each other our secrets, our dreams, and I was filming. So that's the reason she appeared in the main, in the center of the movie somehow.
Well, yeah, she is amazing, and her story is so compelling, and the scene when she's coming out to her family, I think it's one of the most powerful coming out I saw on the screen. So she is a brave. She's very brave. The situation I was to shoot something like this, that it's so private and personal, you know, you need to be like the fly on the wall, like that they will not feel you and feel comfortable to talk about their emotions. How was it? How you succeed to how much time you been there in their house or in the village?
I was there for 3 years. There were not continually. I was 8 months more or less during 3 years. I did 8 trips, and I think it's a little bit the same situation. She understood why I was filming. I was trying also to find a place to talk about my own secrets, and in some way, we did a match, as I was saying, trying to understand how she was keeping a secret to her parents and how I was keeping a secret to my parents. And also her mom understood that. And because of that, I think she agreed to be filmed. She agreed to be the main character in some way of the film. And in that moment, it was exactly like that. She listened to her mom telling me that keep a secret is the worst thing for a parents. And in some way, we start to plan. She told me, I want to tell my whole family I am a woman. I want to ask her permission to dress as a woman. And I asked her, can I stay there? And she told me, yes, of course you can stay there. But I don't know if I am going to make it. And I say to her, don't worry, for the movie, everything that happened works well because it's so difficult, so hard to do that. So for me, it's okay just to be there. No? And she told me, okay. And when we arrived to the kitchen, I didn't know if it's going to happen or not. But suddenly she started to smile a little bit, and I felt, okay, this is going to happen. So I take the camera, and suddenly she stand up and she started to talk, and I was filming, very nervous also because I didn't know what the reaction of the parents, how they are going to be. And then the silence was so hard for her, of course, for Dayanara. I was completely freeze. And then I said, okay, I am doing a movie. I cannot freeze myself. I have to tell the story. I have to see the father, but I cannot do it. It's so difficult to turn the camera to the father. But I said, okay, I'm here. So I down a little bit the camera, and I panned to the father, and I saw that the father was thinking a lot. He was thinking, and then he said to the mom, what do you think? So I do with the camera this to the mom, and the mom asked something also to the parent. No, it's she's asking you, so you have to say. And in that moment, I say to them, thank you very much. I think I have to go out, and you discuss this without me because it's a very intimate moment. And the mom says, no, you stay here. And I say, okay, I stay here. And I stay here until the end when Dayanara goes out. After the father says, it's your life, go for your dreams in some way. She goes out, and I go with her, and she started to cry. And it was like in some way, I think we were, I was making company to her. It was, I think, in some way, the camera was doing a film, of course, but also was doing like a barrier or something. Like in some way, she felt comfortable with the camera because the camera was also, I don't know how to explain this in English, but not taking care, but something like that, because the father was thinking too much things that maybe he was not saying everything because also the camera was there. So in some way, it's something, at least for me, interesting about filming these kind of situations.
It's one of the strongest coming out I saw in years in the movie. So really thank you for that. And I want to ask about how the villagers, the people in this village, reacted to your presence with the camera and shooting, because it looks so they are totally fine with it. There is no issues. They are like, you are part of their life, and they even not really look, it's looked like a normal thing for them. Because how was the reaction? Because is it because you've been there so many times?
Yeah, I think yes, of course. The relationship was changing all the time. At the beginning, I was just filming from very far to the people. They were like little people in the middle of a how you say, landscape.
Yes.
And I realized that that was not the distance that I want. I need to be closer. So I stay more time and more time, and the camera was in the middle of all these relationship that we were building. Uh, so yeah, the relationship was changing, but never I tell them not to see the camera. Not I never said to them, imagine that I'm not here. No, I was with them, talking, playing, doing everything. Also, for example, in the shooting, we were also there. We were also there, always with a camera. So in some way, I think that they trust in us because we were not lying in some way, and because of that, if they talk to the camera, it's okay. I have to answer also because I am there. It's not my story, it's the story of them, but I am filming it, and we don't want to hide that.
And I want to talk about a little bit about the artistic choice, because in one end it's a very realistic, you know, it's a documentary, but in the other end there is scenes that look like coming out from a dream. They are so beautiful, and visually they are stunning, you know, from the first scene with the Santa Claus, you know, going down to the kids, or in the leg, or the fireworks. There's so many beautiful, stunning, beautiful scenes in that look like they are not realistic even. They look like they're coming out from a paint or, or something. Could you talk about its artistic choice? So why you decided to do something like this?
Yes, well, I was so how you say, like, impressed, or I was so touched by the place when I arrived, because there were a lot of kids, there were a lot of color, there were a lot of life, a lot of fire in some way, but fire not just in the real life, also in their lives. So in some way, when I was talking, for example, with the people who make the color correction, we were talking about that, how to make feel this kind of emotions, and we agree that color, it was so important. At the beginning, when I imagined the film, it was black and white, and it's incredible for me because it changed a lot, because it's full of color, and it was a decision we take during the process because of that. Because when I arrived to the place, I was a little bit afraid the first time I arrived, because people told me a lot of things about violence situations in these kind of rural towns. And when I arrived, of course, there is violence, a lot of layers of violence, but at least this little town is in some way protected by its geographical condition of another kind of violence in Mexico. It's very far away from everything. So when I arrived, it was exactly the opposite that I imagined at the beginning. I imagined black and white and terrible situations, maybe guns, and I found a lot of kids playing around and Santa Claus. So because of that, we start to change in some way the color emotion of the film. And maybe, for example, everything that happened in front of us, it was as in real life. There is only just one sequence that it was a dream. We thought it like a dream, because I was talking to Dayanara, and she told me, to Ñoño, and she told me that she dreams to dress a, a dress, how do you say,
Yeah,
dress
to put a dress.
to put a dress. And I was talking with Sita, a friend of mine who makes the sound, how we can film a dream. I don't know, in documentary, because in fiction maybe we can do something, but in documentary, and I thought maybe I asked to Dayanara, what are your dreams? And we are going to film that. Maybe that's the way we can film a dream. And then Dayanara told me, yes, I want to do it, but very far away. I don't want to people see me put a dress on me. So we were very far away, very little early morning. And we arrived at the sunshine, how do you say, this transition of light. and she put a dress, and I also filmed that, for example, with slow motion sensation. At the end, we didn't use it, but because I was trying to make the feeling of a dream. But when she put the dress, I realized that the dream was away. She was experimenting real emotion, real. It was the first time she put a dress, and other people was seeing them and seeing her, and not only seeing her, filming her. So she was so excited in some way. So for me, it's nice that because it started like a dream. It was her dream, but it's a documentary, and we document how was her real emotions of that. And I think these more or less are the decision that we took about image and about color and about movement of the movie. Yeah.
Yes, and I want to talk about the soundtrack now because it's, first of all, the theme song is amazing, and all the selections, you know, from the original soundtrack and the selection of the songs themselves. So could you talk a little bit about that? First of all, the theme song. It's so beautiful. It's in my Spotify running a lot. So thank you for putting it in Spotify. Could you talk who is the composer, who is the singer, and all the artistic choices in the movie itself? The music choices.
Yeah, the composer is Tomás Barreiro. He's a very great composer, friend of mine. He was also my teacher when I was studying at my university at CSC. And we did a film together previously, Margarita. And now he arrived to this movie, and he was so touched. And he told me, yes, we can do a work. At the beginning, we were not really sure how was the sound of the movie because I have a lot of real music from the sequence that we filmed. And then he told me, what do? We can use this, or we can create a new world. Of course, taking, I don't know how to explain it, taking this as a base or something like that. Of course, we are not going, but we can do our own world of music of the movie. And at the end, we decided that. And he plays with Antel, is the voice of the movie, is the name of the girl, and also with a big orchestra because he was doing a very big movie also, another big movie, and he told me we can use this orchestra now. We are not going to use it from all because it's very expensive, but I'm working another, so we can use it. Not, and then he started to create all this music, and for him was so important to do like the real music that people listen in these kind of towns that are reggaeton, pop, English music, because most of the time, sometimes people think, in rural town in Mexico, they listen to, I don't know, folkloric music. Of course not, kids listen to reggaeton. So yeah, we try to give this feeling of course, what music that doesn't exist before because Tomas created, but trying to feel or to make feel the pop, reggaeton, and real music that all these kids listened. No? And at least for me was more better, or the music that he created because also the letters of the songs are related to the theme of the movie, and that's for me it's of course amazing than Daddy Yankee maybe that we were at the beginning with him.
I have a question. I just thought about it. Did she, in the end of the movie, she's dancing before she's leaving the village, she's dancing. Did she really dance to the soundtrack, to the song, to the theme song? No.
No.
Because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. That's what I was saying. The real song, it's also so touchable. That moment was for me amazing because I was filming her in some way, dancing with her, and arrives a little kid and start to shout "puto, puto" and a lot of things like I don't know how you say in English, "puto," "fagot, fagot," or something like that. And I felt a lot of tension because I was filming her dancing, and this little kid saying this, that this was a joke, but this was a very uncomfortable joke. And at the end, we have to change the music because of we change everything, no? And we have to recreate that kind of shouts. And it was completely a crazy thing because it was the real kid who started to say this. It was a very large anecdote, but it was very funny. No, but I was trying to say that when I listened the music that Tomás create, of course, was for me too much emotional, because it was talking about put a dress, about dance, and I don't know. I think it's a little bit better.
After the shooting, did you thought, okay, it's too much, I'm going, or I'm going to, or you said it's, I don't care, I'm going to stay and finish the movie?
No, after the shooting, the day after, we stay some hours at the morning filming some things because a lot of things was happening. But then we leave. We leave, and we were how you say 6 months without return. I was trying to research, to do research, or how you say that, to understand what happened with that, what was the how you say, like the motivation of this shooting, because I had a lot of fear, of course, because also a little kid told me, and the mom of him also told me that the guy who shoot was thinking on shooting me if I film to him. And of course, I was not trying to film nobody with this, but maybe they don't know what I am filming and not. So for me, it was also very uncomfortable and very dangerous. So I start to research what was the reason, and I understood that was something about families from long time ago. It was like a revenge. So I realized that it was not really dangerous for me to come back. And then after 6 months, we come back, and we did the last trip when the came out of Dayanara happens. So it was very important to came back to the town.
And you've been in touch with Nono all this time?
Yeah, all the time. We are in touch all the time. Now she's in Tijuana. Tijuana is like the border between United States and Mexico. She goes there to work. She's working in a very big company. Maquila is the name in Mexico. And it's very strange and hard also because she is completely now in a transition process. Wow. She lives with a trans girl who adopted her in some way, and they are working together in this big company. And in the company also call her Dayanara as a woman, but in the way to her work and from her work to her house, she cannot dress as a woman because it's too dangerous in Mexico to dress as a woman or to be a woman as a trans woman. So yeah, that is very hard. And also for me, it's important that the movie has this end, because she came out. Of course, she's so brave, she's so intelligent, she's so mature, but maybe the problems are going to start harder now because her decision has a lot of responsibilities in the world that we are. So yeah, that's we are in touch almost every day, or how you say, every day, not, but one day not, one day. And we're trying, I hope. She loves to put how you say, makeup. Yeah, and we are thinking maybe she can, and she's so happy with that, she can do makeup in cinema. We are trying to do something to, yeah, maybe she's taking a course and come to Mexico City to do this. I don't know. We are trying to do something.
And did she watch the movie?
Yeah, she watched the movie in a very little projection we had, beautiful, in a lake. And she was completely touched. Also because she was living in Tijuana, and she's very far away from her town. So she was very happy because she was seeing the kids, and she loves to be with the kids. Also, she is like a teacher of very little kids. She was giving lessons to the kids in the town. So she was so touched because of the movie, because of her process, but also because she how she missed a lot this little town. But she was also so in some moments confused because in the movie things happened like if it was like a no, I don't know, 1 week maybe. Of course, we filmed 3 years. So she was telling me, well, it happens like 2 years before, and it is, but it was funny. It was very nice.
This is editing, the magic of cinema. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I really hope that she could do work in what she loves and move to Mexico City or a big city that, you know, it will be maybe more safe to her.
Yeah, I think so, because Tijuana is a very, difficult, conflictive place for trans girls. I think so. Very, very difficult. Also, the borders and these kind of companies are in somehow, difficult.
Is there any questions from the audience? Let's see. Someone want to ask questions, Bruno, about the movie? Yes. Yes, יש משהו. 1 second. There is okay. Someone asked if you're the director or the writer of the movie. I think you are both.
Yeah, in some way, the writer, I don't like to say this because we wrote the movie during the process of filming. So yes. There is not a writer. Of course, we wrote a lot of things, but the things that happen in movie just happen in life. So
yes, I think in a documentary, you have idea, but you never know where it will take you. Yeah. So this is the magic of documentary movies. It's especially movies like you, that you're following a story, but you don't know the end of the story.
Exactly.
Yes. Is there more questions from the audience? So, yeah, I think if there is no questions, I just want to wish you all the best in IDFA. And is there any other plans for the future? Any other projects you want to share with us?
Yes, now the movie is going to be shown also at Huelva in Spain. It's going to be a filming, a platform that they have in Spain. And now I am working in a project in a kitchen, communitarian kitchen. It's very nice place because there are 15 women who cook to 300 people who live, more of them on the streets. Okay. And it's a meeting, no, at encontro, a relationship that build a kitchen and people who go to it and it make trouble to the people. They don't feel comfortable. And it's a documentary also that I am working on it.
Where is it?
In Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. See. Okay. Bruno, I want to thank you very much for showing your movie in our film festival. It's one of my favorite movies this year. No, and it's amazing piece of work. And I hope more people will watch it in our country and all over the world. And I want to thank you, and I want to wish you all the success.
No, thank you very much. I'm so
we will
happy
be in touch. I will be very happy to see your next work, and hope we will meet one day.
Of course, I hope.
So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good time in Netherlands.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.